everyone, welcome to Let's Talk Physical Media. My name is John.
And I guess we're ready, and my name is Matt.
Yeah, we're just going right in, so you better buckle up, Buttercup.
Am I plugged in?
Yeah, I just checked.
Okay.
Right, you are plugged in, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I just checked to see if, let me double check now. Now you're making me nervous. I don't want to lose a whole hour of audio.
Well, anyway, while John's playing with the camera, welcome back to another episode. We have a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, and actually I want to start right off with something to piggyback off of last week. And I don't know if you have it in the pile, but Matt made a comment last week about The Haunting. He said he bought it on Paramount Presents with that beautiful slipcover.
Yep.
And then what happened this week from Scream Factory? They announced their new upcoming releases. I think it was for May. They announced The Haunting on 4K.
Well, I told you that when I was buying that, I said I'm very hesitant to buy this one because I know the second I buy it, it's going to get announced on 4K, come out on 4K. And that's exactly what happened.
Well, it did say on the back it had a new 4K scan. Now, this is what draws my attention to it. We have seen Paramount Presents bring their Paramount Presents line to 4K.
Right.
Why is it coming out from Scream Factory?
Yeah, that is strange to me. And I love Scream Factory, but I don't love new Scream Factory because they have kind of been shafting us, I feel like.
And you could tell, looking at the box art for this, that it doesn't have a slip
covers, no reversible art, not even really good movies, honestly.
Honestly, other than The Haunting, everything else that they announced for May didn't blow me away. Like a bunch of movies I didn't really know.
Well, the core, not the core.
Well, Deep Impact wasn't them.
Deep Impact is them, I think.
No, I don't think Deep Impact is it
Shout?
Shout?
I have a Shout Select of Deep Impact.
Maybe it is Shout Select. Let's see.
I have a Shout Select Blu-ray of Deep Impact.
No, Paramount.
Paramount's doing it themselves.
Yep, Paramount.
Interesting.
I thought so, because it didn't have the Shout logo or Shout Select. So yeah, that's a Paramount scam, which scares me, because Paramount can be either really good or they could be really bad. But my guess, this looks like, based on what I'm seeing from the cover, it's going to be...
What's an example of a bad Paramount?
Bad Paramount would be Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, or Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And then a good Paramount would be Top Gun Maverick. So, like, that's a big gap.
It's a wide margin.
Yeah. Because I think Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is one of the worst 4Ks ever, and it can be argued that Top Gun Maverick is the best 4K ever released.
Yeah, it's up again. It's debatable only because it was shot on modern stuff and they spent a lot of money on that. But again, it is a reference quality disc. So
yeah, it's incredible. So yeah, they're the ones. So Matt spoiled it. That was another thing that got announced this week that we're both excited about is Deep Impact. Which a couple months ago when they announced The Core, I said that The Core was like the movie Deep Impact. I was wrong. The same year, Deep Impact is more like Armageddon, whereas The Core is like the movie Sunshine. I don't know. I always get those mixed up because...
What is Sunshine?
Sunshine is a movie directed by the director Danny Boyle, who did Trainspotting and a bunch of other movies. And it basically is very similar.
Interesting.
So, very similar movie. Actually, I haven't seen Sunshine in a long time, but I made that mistake, and I wanted to rectify that because, you know, Armageddon is probably a movie that you love. And actually, I really enjoy Armageddon. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you.
I don't want to miss a thing.
Nah, Aerosmith's only /1 song ever.
Really?
Yep.
I find that hard to believe.
Yep. Sweet Emotion wasn't /1. Either was Dream On. None of those.
Elevator, Ragdoll.
Ragdoll.
Deuces Are Wild. None of these are /1s.
/1 hits. Their first /1.
What about Jaded? That was a big one.
Jaded, I don't think. My favorite one is Angel. I think that's my girl. You're my angel.
Or Crying.
Crying is great. Both of those features.
Dude Look Like a Lady? Come on, these are all hits.
Not /1, apparently.
No way.
Yeah, for real. Not /1 hits.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, no, I'm not even lying.
What I do believe...
Alright, well, you believe in a thing called love?
No, I believe that The Goods...
Oh, yeah.
...is an underrated movie.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought this up.
Yeah, I don't even know how we got on the subject of this. Maybe we were talking about stuff that hasn't came to Blu-ray, or... I forget what it was, but... I fucking love this movie.
So do I.
And I didn't own it until recently. I just bought it on Amazon the other day, and I had to get a DVD because there is no high definition version of this movie.
Which is crazy.
And again, I want to circle back to what I said last week. Doing like a 180 on DVD because it doesn't look that bad.
Well, it's funny because I saw you watch this on Letterboxd. And then I went to look it up, and I remembered this didn't have a Blu-ray, and then I saw the DVD, and I'm like, I
Did
really
you buy
want
it?
I might. I'm not.
Do it.
Because I want to watch the goods.
And there was only some left, right? There wasn't a lot left.
But this is the
it's
thing.
It's like $9.
You can't stream it anywhere unless you pay for it. So it's like $3 to stream. And I'm thinking, okay, do I want? But I don't have many DVDs. Is it going to feel weird? Like, you have a lot of DVDs. That whole rack behind is pretty much DVDs. Like, I don't have many. I have like a couple Rescue Me seasons, all the Batman animated series I have on DVD, but not much. And
I'm telling you, I think you'd
and I don't
be
think
surprised.
that's going to come to Blu-ray.
I think you would be surprised if you popped this in and watched it.
Like, I wouldn't be bothered.
Like, I can give this to you and let you watch it, but that's not what we're about here.
No,
you have to have it for
you
your
want me
collection.
to have my own collection.
I want you to have it in your collection.
Because you're a spiteful fuck, so that's what you'll do.
No, not spiteful. This is part of collecting. Like,
I know, and I should have that because
you're a big movie guy. You gotta own the movies you love.
Well, we're like one of like only a few people I think in the entire world who like that movie. I was looking it up; it's got like a 29% on Rotten
That's
Tomatoes.
insane.
That's
because
a crime.
this is a 5-star comedy.
It's hysterical.
I
quote that movie all the time.
Yeah, so do I. And
I tell people all the time. I tell you, your DJ requests from this movie.
Yeah,
that's it. Because Matt, if you ask Matt to do something, he turns just into like DJ requests. He's like
100%.
He just does the opposite because he's mad that somebody asked.
Yes. yeah. I don't
like I'm putting the schedule together to record our stuff, and you think that Matt has to come in kicking and screaming just because I asked. If I didn't ask him to do it, it'd be no big deal.
I don't want to conform.
Yeah.
So,
but his name is DJ Request.
And this has got a stacked cast.
Oh my god, I know. Bing Raines is in this. Will Ferrell pops up, and that's my favorite scene.
What's his name? Andy from The Office?
Oh my god.
I forget his name.
Ed Helms.
Ed Helms, yeah. Big ups! It's so
The Trans Am at the end.
Yeah, he's in a man band.
Yeah, he's in a man band.
And then, what's her name? What's her name?
I can't see.
She's in Step Brothers. And,
oh my god, she's so big right now.
WandaVision.
Oh my god, what is her name? She's taking off like a rocket right now. Fuck. What is her name? I have to get that. Kathryn Hahn.
Kathryn Hahn. Yeah, she's fantastic.
She's always good too.
Yeah, she's always good, but she's exceptionally good in this movie.
Yeah, I
love her. She's like one of my favorite female actresses.
She's so funny, and
comedic actresses, I should say.
Yeah, in Step Brothers she just popped up, but she was so good in that.
Yeah, she's good in Step Brothers. Just this movie is just line after line, scene after scene is just hysterical. I didn't look at my phone once when I watched this movie.
No, you got Kirk. I love how they keep talking about Kirky, that it just turns out they're fucking
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Because Will Ferrell grabbed the bag of dildos instead of his parachute, and he's dressed up like Abe Lincoln for this big show that they're doing, and he's jumping out of plane practice like, these sails are gonna sneak up behind you like John Wilkes Booth and blow your goddamn brains out.
Someone tells me to wear my boner pants, I wear my boner pants. This is just so good. It just that speech he does on the airplane, and then they have a big party. They're smoking and drinking on the airplane.
It looks like they're having the time of their lives.
The only thing that I bump into with this movie is the amount of cars that were sold. Like, well, not even the amount of cars that were sold, the amount of people that were looking for cars in, where were they? Somewhere in California?
Yeah, well, they're hired.
I forget the town.
They're hired to basically help this group of sales team. I guess it's a used car lot. They need to sell they need to sell all the cars on the lot. So they bring in this team of guys who are the best salesmen in the country. It's a ridiculous plot.
We got 200 cars on the lot getting suntans. We got it's just hysterical, and he's just all about selling.
Yeah, it's all about the goods.
Live hard, sell hard.
I love that.
God, this movie's fantastic. If you guys have never seen The Goods, buy the rest of these on Amazon. So, because I know John's not gonna. So buy them so they sell out, and then he feels really bad about not having it.
Yeah.
So
just make me feel like
teach
shit
him a lesson.
more than I already feel like shit.
Teach him a lesson that he should just buy it. So you guys should definitely pick this up, watch this, and let's talk The Goods down in the comments.
Yeah.
I fucking love this movie.
Me too. It's a great one. I'm so glad you brought that.
I want to know if anybody else feels the same way about this movie. Yeah. This should get a 4K.
I think that's where we kind of overlap and keeps our relationship going, is our taste in comedy. I think we have the exact same taste.
For the most part, yeah.
It's very rare that I don't like a comedy that you like. I think we have because our sense of humor is pretty damn, I guess it would be considered stupid comedy.
Right, yeah, I love that stuff.
Jim Carrey, Will Ferrell. You'd be surprised how many people in this world do not like Jim Carrey and Will Ferrell.
That's crazy to me.
Insane to me. I was watching just some old. I was told somebody last week on our page about Robert Goulet, the Will Ferrell Robert Goulet set.
Goulet.
When a professional gets his mitts on a song, that's when it really takes off.
She dumps like a truck. I said, what?
Goulet. You win, you always do. What is happening?
That's when you're staring at the dog.
Staring contest, you, me, now.
You win again.
It was the moose.
The moose. You always do. Oh, that's. I'm thinking of the DVD, the Saturday Night Live DVDs, and he had one where he would talk shit to his dog.
Yeah.
Just
dissing your dog.
Dissing your dog.
That's me. Now I remember. I'm the one with the job.
Did you have a long day doing this, you know? I'll get the steak out for you, but just remember, you're a fucking dog.
Yeah. Amazing.
So there really wasn't much news, so show them what you got.
There was no other...
I'm going to check the news, but why don't you show them what you got this week since you whipped out a fucking stack?
I went on a little field trip while I was at work. I went to a little place called FYE in the mall. So I was doing a delivery outside the mall, and I was in the mood for Annie Ann's pretzel bites. So I popped in there real quick.
Wait. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm looking up the news here, and I just over here in my left ear. Did you say that you went into a mall to get Annie Ann's pretzel bites?
Yeah, where else are you going to get them?
Well, first of all, they're not worth going out of your way for. They're okay if somebody has them, but you don't
buy them. Are you kidding me?
You don't buy them yourself. And this is why. Because in a mall, do you know what else is usually in most malls? A Cinnabon. And you go to Cinnabon before you go to Annie Ann's.
I do love Cinnabon. However, I think I'm choosing Annie Ann's over Cinnabon.
You're insane.
Anyway.
Cinnabon is, I mean... Annie Ann, you can't eat Cinnabon all the time, though.
No.
Annie Ann's is a little bit, at least, like...
Well, Annie Ann's, actually, I have a bone to pick with them because these were just saturated in butter.
That's the best.
They were good, but I didn't feel great after. Anyway, so I had some time to kill. I popped it. It was raining out, so I didn't want to get wet, so I popped inside, walk around the mall a little. I drive a truck all day, so I figured I'll get some steps in, I'll kill some time, and, I'll have a delicious little snack. So I said, you know what? While I eat my delicious Annie Ann's pretzel bite snack, I'm going to pop into FYE. It's been a while. So I came across these two in the clearance bin, or I forget what it was. It was like a buy one, get one, and they were all on sale clearance. And it's the movie Hatchet 2 and Hatchet 3. So I picked up Hatchet 3 at first, and I saw Danielle Harris, which I love from
Halloween
the
4.
Halloween movies and the Rob Zombie movies. Mm-hmm. She was in both Rob Zombie Halloween movies.
Yes, she plays one of the girl's older sisters, I believe.
Well, she gets killed.
She does get killed in the second. Oh, no, she plays the friend. No, she plays...
She's a cheerleader. She's one of the friends of Lori.
Yeah, she gets killed in the second one. She's a close friend, right?
I forget what her name was, but she was one of the group of girls, or both of them, or Rob Zombie's Halloween. Anyway, Danielle Harris and Kane Hodder, which is my favorite Jason. So I said, you know what? They were $6.99 for each of them, and it was buy one, get one, 50% off. So I paid $12 for both of these brand new on Blu-ray. I looked them up on Amazon. They're selling for like $22 each.
Yeah, you got a steal on those.
So that was a good deal, and then I picked up the first one because I actually thought this said just Hatchet. I didn't realize the 3 in there.
I didn't until you said that.
When she scanned it and I read the receipt, it said Hatchet 3. I was like, huh, that's weird. And I said, oh shit, there's a 3 in there. So I had to pick up the first one to complete the collection, and you kind of got to start in the beginning anyway.
Hatchet, little axe.
Yeah, so Kane Hodder is Robert Englund's in this too, and Tony Todd.
Oh my god, should be decent enough. This is right up
so
your alley.
So we got Freddy Krueger, the Candyman, and Jason all in this movie. Danielle Harris is not in this one. So it's the holy grail of slasher films. I've never seen these. I'm very excited.
Really?
I've never
seen them either, but I know that these would definitely be something that
Tony Todd's in this one too. Oh, Michael Myers. What? Hatchet ends as the quiet. So Danielle Harris is in part 2 also, along with Kane Hodder.
I know Danielle Harris is a scream queen.
Tony Todd, yeah, she is.
But I've never been the biggest fan of her acting. But yeah, she's like just like one of those, like, she pops up in all these horror movies all the time since she was young.
Yeah, so apparently Victor Crowley is the name of the baddie in these. And I believe there's a movie.
That name.
Yeah, there's a movie called Victor Crowley.
I'm thinking of Mr. Crowley.
Ozzy. Yeah, so I'm excited to check out these Hatchet movies. If you guys have seen these before, let me know down in the comments. I'm going to watch them either way, if they're good or bad, just because I like the cast. And I'm pretty excited to check these out. I don't know if I'm going to wait for spooky season, or I might not be able to.
Those look like summer horror movies to
Yeah,
me.
I might dive into these pretty soon. Maybe even tonight. Who knows?
Yeah. No, you gotta wait for summer for those. Those are summer horror films.
Maybe.
You know? Oh shit! I've seen this a million times and I've heard good things.
Apollo
Never seen the
11.
movie. I mean, I've seen it on the cover.
Apollo 11. I'm excited to check this one out as well.
That's actually pretty cool. I've seen that cover so many times.
And I talked myself into getting this one. Not that I had to really talk myself into getting, because I love 8 Crazy Nights. But I just figured...
Well, you were talking about this last week that you were gonna might pull the trigger, and you did.
Yeah, I pulled the trigger on it because it's been $22. I wanted to get it for like the 18 or less. But I said, you know what? I just have a sneaky feeling that this one's going to go out of print.
And I don't see a 4K for that.
And be hard to get. I had to grab it because I know if it jumps up any higher than 22, I'm going to regret not buying it at that price. So, 8 Crazy Nights is now in the collection.
Oh, you bought it?
I got Godzilla.
Which you said you saw in the movies, but you
I
don't...
saw this in the movies, and that was the last time I seen this movie.
So, confession for all of you, because I'm usually more of the highbrow guy compared to Matt. Out of Roland Emmerich's movies, I actually like that Godzilla movie. I know it sounds crazy, but it's silly, it's stupid, but it's a lot of fun.
I just love Roland Emmerich.
Yeah, I know you do.
I'm a disaster film guy.
It's basically a disaster movie with Godzilla in it.
Right, yeah. I'm very excited to rewatch this and revisit this because, again, I saw this in the theaters. What is this?
98.
98. Okay, yeah. So it's been a very long time since I saw this. And I can't believe it got a 4K.
Either can I... Well, I haven't seen the 4K because I don't own it, but it's probably a nice looking 4K.
Yeah, I'm excited to check it out. Is it Sony? Oh, it's TriStar Sony.
Yeah,
so
it's a summer blockbuster had a big budget. That's going to look good.
And it's got a Dolby Atmos track.
That's probably a great 4K.
That's going to be a fun ride.
Yeah, that's definitely a Matt movie.
Now, these two I've already owned, but to my surprise, we're on 4K.
Oh, yeah, I told you not to buy this, but you did.
You told me not to buy this.
I did, because
that's Pineapple Express.
And I love Pineapple Express. Because we were talking about stoner comedies, that's one of the better ones, but it's a very old 4K. It's actually one of the first, because it's
got Dolby Atmos.
Yeah, it's probably, but this is,
it has to be better than the Blu-ray.
It's probably, I guarantee you said, but this is going to fall in line like with Jumanji, like Jumanji 4K. You said, oh, it's not a big visual upgrade because it's an early 4K.
But it audio-wise...
Yeah, it's going to be an audio
upgrade
jump.
for the audio
You'll
track.
just upgrade for the audio? I can't just upgrade for audio. It's got to be...
because you have a shit audio system.
My audio system is decent enough, but it's not as good as yours.
It's better than the TV speakers.
Well, yeah, but I have a $1,500 soundbar that's finally been paid off.
$3,500 system, so...
Yeah, I know.
And some people have $12,000 fucking receivers, and they think us with the soundbar is just stupid.
I know, it's true, but our credit limits don't go that high.
Mine does.
Oh yeah, that's right. You have like an unlimited Amex card, right?
It's not unlimited, but it's...
Yeah.
I could do some damage with that one.
If you wanted to, you could.
And last but not least, now look how this came.
That's how you got it?
Well, these are all busted.
Wait, didn't you buy this for $5 at
No, I never got it at FYE. I just got the, and it was 15.
So you called me and told me it was, and you didn't buy it?
I didn't grab it. No.
Oh, I thought you got it.
Because we were still under the comedies don't need to be on 4K.
Okay.
But so yeah, this thing.
How did that get destroyed?
So actually, I'm very excited for tomorrow because this is Step Brothers, by the way. I'm very excited for tomorrow because the guy I ordered these from, everything, like there's a whole pile over there of other ones. Godzilla was like the only one in that order that wasn't destroyed, and I sent him pictures. And I asked him for cases, but he said we had units. There was no reason for a return, and we had units in the warehouse, and he sent me a tracking number. So I don't know if they're sending me cases or whole new copies of these movies. So I might have like 6 doubles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good for me.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Actually, I just gave Matt some of my old doubles because Matt now is on a Denzel kick, so he's trying to play it. So I had to give him my old copies of Malcolm X and Philadelphia, which
every time we get questions, who's your favorite actor, I think I have an answer now, and I think it's Denzel.
I'm glad you finally have an answer.
Yeah, because now that I'm thinking about it, like every time I see Denzel in a movie, I'm like, he's fucking awesome. Like, and Training Day really pushed it over the edge for me because I absolutely love Training Day.
And then his son's in Tenet.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, that's John David Washington. That's his son.
But again, taking Pelham 1, 2, 3, I love that movie.
And you grabbed Fallen, right? Which I think is a very I love that movie.
That'll be here tomorrow. And what was my top 3 Denzels? Training Day, Taking the Pelham 1, 2, 3. Unstoppable.
Unstoppable. You love Unstoppable. You finally just saw it recently.
Saw it for the first time.
So you have to see all the other movies with him and Tony Scott did together, because they did a bunch. He worked with Tony Scott all the time.
I think I grabbed most of those.
Yeah, the rewatchables we're talking about, like Denzel, like he does the prestige pictures, but he's like he always had Tony Scott in his back pocket. Like if he wanted to just go make like an action movie, he's like him and Tony Scott just kept getting together and making movies.
I like that.
Yeah, they work. We're both big Tony Scott guys. I mean, this is the guy who brought us Top Gun and his best movie ever, Days of Thunder.
Right.
I'm kidding. True Romance, then Days of Thunder.
True Romance?
I love True Romance.
It's good, but I think
that's a Tony Scott movie with a Tarantino script. Like, that's a fucking match made in heaven.
It's a great movie. It is. It is.
That might be top 20 all time for me, True Romance. I actually almost put that on the other day because I kind of associate it with winter because it starts out in the snow, even though they end up in California. But I kind of really wanted to watch that.
It's a good one.
It's an amazing one. It might even be one of the best ones. So I looked up some more news, and there really wasn't any. There was some more stuff from Shout and Scream.
No more announcements?
Well, there was, but I'm going to read them off, and I would be surprised if you know any of these. Brotherhood of the Wolf 4K Blu-ray.
Nope, keep that.
Yep. Although it's definitely a horror movie that you might like. The Haunting, like we talked about. Skyline. Have you ever heard of this movie?
Nissan?
Yeah, look at it. Like, the cover looks
That actually looks like a Matt movie.
Yeah, it does. And it has a Rotten Tomatoes score like a Matt movie at 15%. So, but it's coming to Fort... Why? That's right up your alley.
Not really, no.
Well, The Good says 29, and we both like that.
Yeah. It gets a hit or miss.
So, The Morning After. That's another one that's on here. You ever heard of that?
No.
Well, it's got Jane Fonda in it and Jeff Bridges. Oh, it says also Kathy Bates is in it.
Okay.
All right, and The Conquest of Space / I Married a Monster from Outer Space.
Nope.
I don't know what that is. And Highwayman, which I have heard that term before, but I think I'm thinking of the country band, which is like a super band.
Nope.
The Tiger Cage collection, Tiger Cage 1, 2, and 3.
Ooh, gotta get that.
Yeah, well, I mean, you own The Dentist and like... So that was really it. There wasn't much news this week, actually, which is surprising. I saw Cocaine Bear last week. I did a short about that. It
was okay.
Oh yeah, we saw it together. Forgot you were there.
It was okay.
Yeah, it was just alright. Disappointing in the general, I would say.
A little bit, yeah. It was a little too grounded.
Yeah, should have been a little bit more over the top. And, the bear was CGI, which can always be a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, well, it probably would have been pretty tough to use a real bear.
Real bear, or an animatronic bear.
Yeah, I mean, they did it with a T-Rex, so why not a bear?
Well, the T-Rex was half and half. Bruce the Shark was real.
Yeah, that's true.
And actually, that movie was scarier for not showing the shark.
That is also true.
Also, actually, one thing I want to note, because this is the day after our Rocky 2 4K dropped, Mr. Lopez, one of our friends on here, emailed me today telling me that there are some early reported issues with that Knockout collection, some issues on all the discs. Now, I've only watched Rocky 1 and 2 to this point, and the
first Rico Gomez. Thank you for the Ronin shout out, because I grabbed 4 things from there.
Yeah, you grabbed a bunch of movies that Matt loves, and he knew it too, which I loved.
Not that I love, that I've never seen, but I probably would love. Like the Toolbox Murders, I hear that's a great movie. Blue Underground 4K, so I grabbed that because that's the cheapest I've ever seen it. I got the Spit on Your Grave Deja Vu because I already have the 4K from whoever made it. I have that. And then I grabbed Nightmare Man, which actually looks really fun, and Shredder, which actually I'm excited for too, because that's a snowboarding horror movie.
Interesting.
And
sounds like something you would definitely be into.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably check that's coming tomorrow. I might even watch it tomorrow night, maybe.
Oh, you have to watch that before winter's out.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty dumb of you to waste that.
Yeah.
But he also told us, and he sent me a video of somebody talking about some of the issues on the Rocky movies. Now, I'm having a hard time because nothing is confirmed, and I heard some of the issues that they were having were like some audio issues, and I felt like a lot of the issues with both Rocky 1 and 2 are just source material issues. These are early to late 70s movies, and because they're not the best looking transfers I've ever seen, but they're good. They're the best these Rocky movies have ever looked.
Okay, I don't have eyes on this yet.
Yeah, so it's like a scene to scene thing, but I thought they looked fine. I thought the audio was fine. Nothing blew me away. I just thought, okay, for the Rocky movies, it's an upgrade from the previous editions I've seen. They're not the most expensive. Like, I got that collection for less than $60. in comparison, it's 4 movies and a 4K. I mean, it's 4 movies and a Blu-ray disc, 5 if you include the other cut of Rocky 4. Compare that to the Superman movies coming out in a month, which is $120, I think, for just the 4Ks.
Right.
It's almost double the price, so I didn't expect the best transfers.
Yeah.
You got to kind of gauge it all like that.
But who did that?
Who did the transfers? So
Was it Sony?
For Rocky? No, it's WB and MGM.
Oh, okay.
So it's weird because on the logo on the side it says WB and MGM. So I'm not too sure who actually did the cuts of the film. I think WB is distributing them.
Okay.
Because it doesn't feel like a WB scan, and like it's weird. Some scenes will look really muddy, and then the next scene will look like the fight scenes, both 4Ks. The fight scenes, the boxing match at the end, both looked incredible. It's just some of the scenes in the middle. But if that could all just be lighting on the set, like I feel like people don't understand enough that like when they shot it, you can only clean that up so much. You can't make it look like it was made today. Not every film.
Yeah.
Some can, some can't. And I think the Rockies have that problem.
I think you have that problem.
I look good no matter what. I roll out of the bed every morning and I piss excellence.
All right, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, at least you got it. And did you bring out your Talladega Nights new scan you got? Because Matt had a really old scan. Also, I was kicking around the idea of doing this show shirtless one day and clipping the mic to my chest hair. What do you think?
I think that'll go over like a fart in church.
That well, huh?
Yeah.
Well, people need to know this rock hard body.
I mean, you can. You're allowed.
I am allowed.
Pop it off now.
Yeah, you want me to?
Go for it. Take it off.
I haven't prepared
Come on, be a man.
Okay, fine. You want me to pop my shirt off?
Pop it off. Do the rest of the episode with no shirt.
All right, fine, I will. You want me to fucking pop my shirt off?
Yeah, go ahead.
Fucking shirt off.
Pop that thing off.
All
there you go.
Clip my mic to my chest hair.
Will it work?
I don't know.
It worked.
It worked.
There you go. Well, you gotta wear the hat backwards. It completes the look.
But I'm wearing the glasses. I feel like I'm gonna look stupid.
No, well, you always look stupid. So anyway.
Well, I guess I gotta put the mic a little bit higher.
Clip it in your beard.
Well, how do you think this is gonna sound?
It'll sound fine.
You think it'll sound fine?
Yeah. Yeah, so for audio listeners, you probably made out in the deal here. Whoever's watching this video, I apologize. But you can't make statements like that and not call them out on it. So.
Well, the thing is that you thought I would have a problem with it. I was thinking about our viewers.
Well, that's fine. I mean, now this might be a thing. They might want to see this all the time, and you might never be able to put a shirt back on.
Well, you know I don't like clothes.
That is true, yeah.
Like, you know that. Like, when I'm at home, I'm usually not wearing clothes.
Yeah, which is disgusting.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Don't sit on John's couch.
Don't sit on my couch. Unless you want to. Like, that's your thing. Okay, and we have a few questions for you that we're going to dive right into. You ready for these? We got a lot this week.
I'm ready for the questions, baby.
Questions are always fun. I love the questions.
I like the questions.
Me too.
Unless I can't answer them.
All right, well,
Sometimes they're hard.
Oh, this one's not hard. It's from Kevin L. What is the best movie soundtrack of all time? I have 2 answers for this. One I already spoiled in our Dumb and Dumber review because I said that it's Dumb and Dumber. I think that has the best movie soundtrack ever. It has every song on there is a banger, and it's a bunch of artists I've never really heard of. Like all the songs I know are just from that soundtrack. And then my number 2, which is one I think you might pick, soundtrack's almost as good as the movie, Batman Forever.
I actually thought about Batman Forever. I was just thinking about that. But I don't know if I'm going recency biased, but Dazed and Confused has an excellent soundtrack.
I listened to this at work the other night.
Yeah, that has an excellent soundtrack. And I was actually thinking of, I don't know if it counts, but the Friday the 13th, the one with Alice Cooper.
Oh, yes. Because that's got a couple Alice Coopers.
Man Behind the Mask.
He's the man behind the mask.
Behind the Mask, and he's got. But there's another.
That's what, Jason Lives?
Yeah, the best Jason movie.
Yeah, that's got a fantastic soundtrack. Bride of Chucky.
Oh, Rob Zombie. That's where I found Rob Zombie. And you said Twisted Metal's where you found Rob Zombie.
Yes, Twisted Metal's where I discovered Rob Zombie. Those are the firing from the hip. Those are what I think of first. I mean, I'm sure there's some other ones out there. Back to the Future.
Well, that's more score, like the sound.
No, the opening song.
Oh, Huey Lewis.
Yeah.
My favorite news. Huey Lewis on the news.
What's the name of the song?
Oh my God.
Something about love. The power of love.
Yeah. It's the power of love.
Yeah, that's a banger. The Ninja Turtles movies, I like.
Oh, there's a lot of bangers.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones, and specifically Part 3, actually. Part 2 is really good too, with Vanilla Ice and all that.
I
actually really like Part 3's soundtrack.
Here's a soundtrack that I had as a kid. Space Jam.
Space Jam's a banger. I had that one. I had the Batman Forever soundtrack.
I remember your Batman Forever. Actually, you had that when you were still in the apartment. You might still have that.
I still have it.
Yeah.
Of course I do.
Yeah, I figured you would. I don't think you'd get rid of that.
I have the Ready to Rumble soundtrack with David Arquette, which is actually a DVD I'm going to grab soon because that's only on DVD.
I'm sure that's never going above
I'm going to
that.
have to pick that up soon.
But I like that movie too.
I need to own that.
I like that movie too. What else?
I think we answered the question.
Yeah,
There's some other ones out there. But
yeah, but I think Dumb and Dumber is my favorite. Kevin gave us another question too.
Scream.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Scream has Scream, fantastic score.
Yeah, you know,
Matrix.
Matrix, yeah.
The Matrix.
Well, those are scores, but
with Rage Against the Machine.
yeah. Oh, they end all their movies with a Rage Against the Machine song.
Yeah.
The Wachowskis love Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, those are bangers.
Okay, and here's a good question from Kevin. Now, this one's gonna be fun.
Okay.
If you could date any movie character, who would you date, and which movie character would you like to have a beer with? Now, you have to date these people.
Date them.
Like, you can't just have sex. Like, you got to take them out, hang out with them. So you got to think of a character that you would want to, like, you know, that you can, like, get along well with. So I'm gonna pick Cameron Diaz from the Charlie's Angels movies
Okay.
because she seems cool as shit. She's very attractive. I've always kind of had a thing for Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Diaz. Oh, okay. I was thinking Drew Barrymore, actually.
Drew Barrymore is cool. Actually, I like all of them.
Because she was in that
Lucy
movie
Liu's
also.
awesome too. Like, all three of them have a.
Who would I
like them all.
want to date?
Like, you know.
I mean, I immediately just thought of Megan Fox, but I don't know.
You're just thinking of her bending over a Camaro, though. You're not actually thinking of her.
Yeah, or Pam Anderson.
Move the mic up a little bit more.
No, I think it's pretty good where it was.
This is where my shirt would be, though.
You should clip it to your nipple.
I'm not gonna clip it to my nipple.
Why
That would
not?
hurt. That would definitely hurt.
Be a man.
No. If I was gonna have a beer with somebody, though, that's a little bit tougher. Like, because like all the people I probably
I would have a beer with Denzel in.
But which movie character? Denzel movie character. Because if you want to have a beer with Denzel from Flight, he's a recovering alcoholic, and you don't want to do
Okay.
that. And he was flying the plane drunk. Not gonna want to do that. But
Have a beer with any movie character.
I want to have a beer with Tom Hanks from Castaway because I want to hear all about his time on the island. So that's
Okay,
a big.
that's a good one.
What is Lawrence Fishburne's character's name from Boys in the Hood? I want to have a beer with him. He seems like a real down to earth kind of cool guy.
That was the dad. Like
Yeah.
he was like the dad or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to have a beer with him. Talk about what like his life. Cause
Oh, you know, what would be a good one. Jeff Goldblum's character in Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah, he would definitely be fun to have a beer
Yeah,
with.
that'd be a cool one.
Yeah, Sam Neill would probably be a dick to have a beer with. It probably wouldn't be fun at all.
Mike Lowry would be tight.
Oh, Mike Lowry would be tight. Yeah, you could only probably have a beer with him because Martin Lawrence, you know, is a family man.
Yeah,
you can't take him
Bad
out.
Boys 2, or both of them.
All three of them.
Yeah, all three. I forgot about
And
the
they're
third
making
one.
a fourth. The third one's great, actually.
Who else would I have a beer with? I still got to enter the.
Who would you
Who
date?
would I
I
date?
actually had a hard time with that one too, though. Honestly.
Yeah, it's a tough.
Because like
one.
you know, like there's some like, cause it's got to be more than just an attraction. You got to like be able to like get along with them, be able to date them. You know, this is someone that you have to wine and dine. This isn't someone you just take home
Right,
for a
yeah.
one night stand.
I'm having a tough time.
Not
with
that I have ever experienced that.
one.
Wow, you really can't pick anyone. What about Neve Campbell from Scream? Wouldn't you want to date her?
She's
She's
probably-
probably a lot of baggage.
yeah.
A lot of baggage.
Because I
for her.
thought about that, or I was like, no, that wouldn't work.
Sigourney Weaver from Ghostbusters would be fun to date. Bill Murray was totally into her though, and you'd have to like fight about it.
Mila Kunis in
Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I thought about
she
that.
She was fun.
She definitely was fun. She was a little too. I feel like a little too loosey goosey for me though. Like,
What do you mean?
Like I feel like she's too much of a free bird. I don't know if we'd work out.
Yeah, she was fun. I liked her. Mike and Dave need wedding dates.
Aubrey Plaza.
Aubrey Plaza.
I was trying to think of a movie to get Aubrey
She was
Plaza
fun.
because I love Aubrey Plaza. She's
I
awesome.
like, yeah, and she's attractive.
Yes, she is, and she's always cool. Everything she's in, she's cool.
And I don't know if this one counts, and this is kind of recent thing, but I just the chick from Jackass, Rachel Wolfson. I just listened to her on Steve-O's podcast, and she's actually really cool. She's a stand-up comedian, actually. I didn't know that, but I mean, I don't know if that counts, but she'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
to date.
if there was like some celebrities, like I would.
And
like,
she's kind of hot.
Like I would pick like I don't know how old like Keke Palmer, Tessa Thompson would be cool. Like as a celebrity, it'd be cool to have a beer, like date them. But their characters, I don't know. You got to think about it. Like Tessa Thompson played Valkyrie. She's a drinker. That's gonna be tough.
What else was Pam Anderson in besides Barbed Wire?
Borat. That's why her and Kid Rock broke up.
Because of Borat?
Yeah.
Why?
He didn't want her doing that movie.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I read.
I mean, is that a technicality? Can I get him on a technicality or Pam Anderson as herself in Borat?
I guess technically Kevin didn't lay out any rules for us. And Pam still looks pretty good.
Not as great because I just watched her documentary.
Yeah, well,
but still, it's Pam Anderson.
You got to remember, she's been around for a long time.
Yeah,
this is a former playmate.
She was a smoking hot.
Oh, she came out of the gate like on Home Improvement. Yeah, had a poster of her on my wall.
Tommy Lee's a lucky guy.
Tommy Lee,
and Kid Rock, yeah,
and then I think she's married now.
No, she's not.
Is she not? She's divorced now. She's been married a few times, 3 or 4 times, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
very good documentary. Check out the Pam Anderson
I want
documentary.
to. Well, she had a book come out.
I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta check that out. I'm curious myself. Didn't somebody who interviewed her for that? Wasn't it somebody big?
Her son did the documentary.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm just thinking. Was it on HBO or Netflix? I don't know.
It's on one of those. Yeah.
All right. Next question is from JRP. Is there any piece of physical media that you regret not getting, and now if you can find it, the price is too high to get? I feel like this just happened to you with a couple things.
Yeah. There's what is out there right now that I don't have that I want? Free Willy.
Free Willy. Well, did he say like any, I think okay, yeah, I guess Free Willy, yeah, any piece of physical
Free
media.
Willy is like the first thing that comes to mind because I just picked up The Ringer. What else exists that I don't have that I really want?
The thing that came to mind for me was the Batman 4K Steelbooks that you have in that Steelbook box. That's a huge regret for me because
Oh, you know what's a huge regret for me? Not getting the T2 Special Edition with the endoskeleton arm.
Oh my
in the
god!
glass.
I see people selling just the endoskeleton.
Thousands.
And Shamrock Balls told me he has a legit like ectoskeleton arm.
Really?
Yeah.
It's endoskeleton.
Endosskeleton. What'd I say?
Ecto.
Ecto.
You're thinking of
Ecto.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I know. It's the Lopez Gomez thing all over again.
Yeah, that is a big regret because I remember when that was coming out, I was like, how fucking cool would it be to have that endoskeleton? And
I just can't believe you didn't get that.
I can't believe it either. I don't know what happened. I just lost track of it somehow. It slipped by. That's a pretty big regret for me.
Well, you know what? That was probably 2017, 2018. You didn't dive really into 4Ks right away.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
you were picking up 4Ks, but you weren't like diving into the collector's editions like we do now, obviously. I'm turning my head around because the lights are bothering my eyes. So, if you don't mind.
That, I would say Free Willy's up there. I somewhat regret not picking up the Ghostbusters complete set on 4K when that came out.
Awesome. I regret that one.
That thing was really cool.
I couldn't swing it at the time. And like I know I'm going to regret, not now, but in the future, not getting the new Indiana Jones 4K Steelbooks because I have them in their original 4K Steelbooks that came out that are all white, but the black ones and like with the poster art, so much nicer. I know I'm going to regret not getting those, but it's hard to justify buying them again, but they are so beautiful.
Right.
And I want that.
I think that's going to about do it for what I don't have.
That you regret not buying?
Yeah, there's a few out of print ones, but it's not even that I regret not buying. I regret not knowing that they even existed at the time. You know, like Free Willy,
Yeah, well, you wouldn't think. Like, that's the thing with Free Willy.
Well, that's why I'm thinking 8 Crazy Nights is going to be one of those movies for some reason.
I can see that.
I have a feeling. I don't know why.
Well, I don't have it, but I know you do. The one Happy Madison movie that came to Blu-ray, Strange Wilderness.
Strange Wilderness.
That's still not hard to get. I
don't think so.
I haven't looked, but I imagine it's not. JRP, I hope we answered your question. And we're going to move on to another question. And this is from Faith Williams. If that name rings a bell, that's my wife. And she wanted to be an asshole. So she wrote, this one is for John. Why are yours and Matt's hands so small? Right off the bat,
Ooh.
She wrote, this one's for John, and then proceeded to ask you and me both questions.
Turns out, Strange Wilderness, not a cheap Blu-ray.
Really?
Cheapest, I found it, $29.99.
That's insane. Why?
Only 11 in stock.
At $30 for a Blu-ray?
There's $31.35, $29.99, and $49.99.
It's an old Blu-ray because I remember watching that
08.
movie before I met my wife.
Oh wait,
And I met her in 2010.
that's a fantastic movie too.
Great movie. Again, dumb comedy that me and you just both love.
Why is that so expensive?
Probably because it's going out of print.
I gotta look that up on eBay now. See what they sell for on eBay.
Yep.
eBay.
So, do you want to answer a question? Why are both of our hands so small?
Because I was born like that.
Matt used to have a nickname when we worked together at our old job. I still work there. His nickname was Mittens because his hands are so small. And my hand kind of looks like the hamburger helper glove because it's so white and small.
Well, it's not even close to white.
Well, oh, because it's dirty?
Yeah.
It's not dirty.
It's dirty. It's red.
It's red because of the blood running through it.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a little dry.
All right, so you can get it on eBay for a good price,
Okay.
but Amazon's is crazy. You should buy this.
Ooh. Man, I might have to now, right? Now that you
12
told
bucks.
Me. Yeah. Oh, 12 bucks on eBay? I just don't usually get from eBay,
I'm a big eBay guy.
which is weird.
Why is it weird?
I don't know. eBay always freaks me out. I've had some bad experiences on there, and I've never really trusted them.
You had a
since.
bad experience on eBay?
Yeah, selling stuff. We got ripped off, and we had to report it. We got our money back, but it took a
You
while.
sold stuff and got your money back. How does that work?
Well, we sold it. We didn't ship it, and it was kind of like a deal, where the guy wasn't sending us the money, and it turned out to be an issue.
So you sold something, they gave you the money, you didn't
They didn't give us the money,
Oh, okay.
but we were going to ship it, and he was going to send us the money. We were literally on the way to ship it, and we haven't gotten the money yet. And then
Okay,
and
well, then you don't ship until you
yeah,
get
but
the
it was
money.
just,
But
it just turned out to be a real pain.
talking about buying.
Yeah, buying is different, I guess. But I'm afraid that that's got there's people
PayPal.
yeah, okay, that's fair.
PayPal is your insurance.
All right, on to the next question. I hope we answered that, JRP. Great question. I still want those Batman 4Ks on Steelbook. And this next
Like the
question,
ones I have?
yeah, I wish I had. Just give them to me. Anthony Gonzalez, who asked some great questions, by the way. And this one is: are you guys familiar with the Thing video game that came out way back in 2002 on Xbox?
Yes. Well, I'm familiar with it. I haven't played it.
It's actually a sequel to the movie and explains who was a Thing at the end of the film. I highly recommend it. Ooh, so they actually spoil who ends up being a Thing. That's a.
Is that canon?
I think it's canon. It has to be canon, right?
Why does it have to be canon?
I mean, it's a game. It came out. It's
It doesn't have to be canon, though.
I guess
doesn't mean it's canon. I'm asking, is it though?
I don't know. So I'm surprised you don't own that game.
I looked. I don't have it.
Yeah, I can't believe that one slipped by you.
I'm not a huge fan of the movie, so it never really.
That's right. Wow, on our half-ass reviews, we've done a lot of movies you don't like.
Yeah.
So I guess
think
once
we've only really done one.
Yeah, I
that
guess
I did like.
Yeah,
right?
Dumb and Dumb. Oh no, we did Terminator 2.
T2 and Dumb and Dumber were the only two I liked.
Oh, and Genesis, you got the better end of that deal because I hate that movie. But for the James Bond movie, spoiler alert, Matt's been having a rough time, and that's been
Yeah.
it's been tough for us because he's not having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony, I've never played the game myself, to be honest with you.
I'm familiar with the cover. I know what it looks like. It's just a guy standing in the snow and it says The Thing in the font. I'm very familiar with that. I don't actually own it, and I did not play it at the time.
Oh, you gotta grab it. I think you should.
I will be on the lookout next time I go shopping for games to grab that.
Just for our fans, I think you owe it to them.
Yeah, I want to add that to the collection for sure.
All right, and we have one more. Thanks, Anthony, for that question. Anthony, I think, really wants us to do more video game stuff because he has a lot of video game, and we haven't been. We got to do something. Resident Evil 8's coming out. Not Resident Evil 4 remake is coming out soon, and I will be playing that.
That you're actually more excited about that than I am
cannot
because you
wait.
never played Resident Evil 4.
I have played Resident Evil 4 though.
Oh, you have.
Yes.
So that is generally everyone's favorite Resident Evil.
Not my favorite, but I think this remake.
What is your favorite?
My favorite is Resident Evil 2.
Remake.
The remake.
'Cause you
I
didn't
did
play
like.
the original.
No, I played the originals. And
On
I hate,
PS1?
I don't like them on the PS1, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I didn't play them when they first came out, so I went back to them, and the tank controls are unbearable.
But I also don't think you can consider yourself a Resident Evil fan if you say the remake is your favorite.
But
Although I somewhat agree, but I think I actually like Part 3 more. Again, even this is not really the best answer, and I think 5 was my favorite.
well, I had a lot of fun playing 5 with you. I like 5 too, but 6 is horrible.
6 is not great, no, and I don't really love 4. I've played it from beginning to end. I finished that game. I beat it. I
But just like
enjoyed parts, but overall, I don't love Resident Evil 4, and I'm not really looking forward to this. But when it comes out and it's the new hype, I'm gonna be like, all right, fuck, I have to play this.
I think you're gonna like it.
And I think I'm gonna like it more than the original. However, I'm not exactly looking forward to it.
I think you're going to enjoy this, to be honest with you. I really do. I think you're going to have fun with it. I know that the escort missions, I'm sure that they made them better. Supposedly, they took out all the quick time events, which I'm happy about. The setting looks great. It looks scary. I'm excited for it. I can't wait. I mean, like, I didn't really like Resident Evil 2 and 3 on the PS1 until they got the remakes, because now they're more accessible.
I was too young at the time. I didn't really I played Outbreak a little bit. I never really got into the Resident Evils. Resident Evil 5 is the first one I really sat down and played and beat. And then I actually probably played and beat that game 10 times now.
I know.
At least.
It's really an underrated one. That's because Resident Evil 4 kind of took it more in the action way, and then 5 just built on that. And I had fun with 5. I hated that mission at the end, though, when you got to fight, what's his name?
Wesker?
Wesker. And
well, 5 also was the first time you were doing it co-op.
Yeah, and that was fun.
And it took the action route versus, like, the survival horror. I just fucking love Resident Evil 5.
Yeah, I think it's my favorite franchise ever since, like, 2 and 3, the remakes came out. I love them. I can't.
They are amazing games.
They are.
But again, it's hard to. And Village was actually fantastic.
Village was.
And so was 7.
Biohazard's great too.
Yeah, they are. They're
on a roll
games
right now with this new RE engine. I'm really just enjoying their work. All right, we have one more question, and our battery's blinking, so we got to get it out fast. And this one is from Spiny Lobster Man. Question for Matt. I just recently watched Uncle Sam and loved it. And Matt, are you really waiting for 4th of July to review it? You might be sorry you waited so long.
It's because of the content and the. Did we even say? I guess I'll review it at the time. I just feel like that has to be tied to that holiday. You know, I want a movie to watch at that time. I am very excited to check that one out, and I'm really glad that you liked it. Now I'm looking forward to it even more. But I'm looking at it right there on my shelf because I have it faced out because I like the slipcover on it. The lenticular lens cover, and yeah, I'm really excited to check that out, but I think I'm going to hold my ground and wait till July for that.
And hold my ground and wait till July.
Yeah.
Honestly, you've waited this long. If you didn't get it when you bought it, you might as well wait till
I mean, I have a stack of shit to get through, and
you'll have a lot of fun, and maybe we'll do an outdoor movie night for that. For the guys who don't know, we do outdoor movie nights when we watch movies in the summer, like once spring starts to warm up.
That's a 4K, a Blue Underground 4K. Yeah. I want to get the best experience possible.
Maniac Cop 3 is still one of the best looking 4Ks I have ever seen, bar none, and Blue Underground. They just, their work, I just wish they did more. That's my biggest problem with them. Like, Vinegar Syndrome's starting to do more. They had this GoldenEye documentary that they announced this week that I really wanted, that sold out within hours with the slipcover, which is insane.
Yeah, I wish somebody would have told me about that, because I would have got that.
Yes, I wanted it too. It sold out. I just didn't know.
Shame.
Yeah, it's a shame. That's one thing with Vinegar Syndrome. You got to jump right on it. But that's a great question for you, I guess. Now I kind of regret not getting Uncle Sam on 4K. Maybe they'll have a sale this year at some point, I hope. And hopefully before that, 4th of July.
That's what I tell you.
But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for us here on another episode of Let's Talk Physical Media. I hope my body wasn't too distracting for being this attractive. I know that could be a thing. I've heard, So I hope you guys...
Half the people tuned out.
I hope you guys did
Uncle
too.
V's the only one sitting here
Uncle
still.
V's like, wow, that's a man. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here with us on another episode of Let's Talk Physical Media. If you have any questions or comments for next week's episode, leave those in the comments section below or wait for the post later in the week. And if you really want to help this channel out, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, look for us on all podcast services, subscribe to us there, give us a 5-star rating, and then after you're done doing all that, I want you to take all your clothes off, run out into the street, and tell everybody how much you like Let's Talk Entertainment and Media. All right, guys, we'll be seeing you around.
Thanks again, Go, for that shout out for Ronan.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much for everything you do for us and everyone who helps us out. We really do appreciate it.